Let's see what the cards have to say for you today. This is the second time I've tried to record this, so someone obviously doesn't want you to know that they're like messing with you or something like that. This is more of a witchy reading, so let's kind of connect in and see what they have to say. Okay, there's this energy of where this person literally just wants to see you through a lot of heartbreak. They kind of want you to kind of like suffer, if that makes sense. They want you to kind of relentlessly go through trauma and bad things. Like they continuously want you to be going through like not successful periods. They don't want people seeing you in a good light. They don't want people to like be appreciating you or something like that. And that's really frustrating energy, because why are they acting like that towards you? And there's this energy where like you're like a really kind person, if that makes sense. Like this person really doesn't even know who you are. Like this person doesn't even understand who you are, if that makes sense. And they don't understand that the magic that you carry within yourself is going to put an ending to the situation, if that makes sense. Like maybe there's this energy of where you've been playing dumb a little bit, like you're protecting your bag and stuff, but like you're kind of like playing dumb. You're just kind of like, okay, you can do what you're gonna do, but wait until you forget about what you did, and now it's gonna come back to you and it's gonna really suck for you, and you're not even gonna know what's going on. Okay. They're also wanting to talk about a past situation where you were very curious towards maybe like spirits or like deities or things like that, or you've been wanting to like communicate with them or like the spirits around you or like your spirit guides or something like that. But there's this energy of where you feel like maybe you can't heal from the situation. Like maybe it was a little bit scary or something like that. Like there's a lot of different things that happened, and it might make you feel kind of like, okay, I have the ability to do this, but do I want this ability, if that makes sense? Like, do I want to connect to these things? Do I want to be in this world of like witchiness or woo-woo-ness? Like it's a little bit much. And maybe there's like family members that kind of made you question this also. Like they were just kind of there and they weren't like understanding what you were going through. They weren't kind of seeing what you were going through because they never been through that before, you know what I mean? But there's this energy where they kind of want you to like do some like inner child healing of kind of being like, you know what, you have power, accept this power, and see what triggers you to not want to accept this power, and kind of like run with it, if that makes sense. Like what is blocking you, and help yourself find a little bit more balance within yourself from that. Okay, maybe there's this energy of where you feel like there was like multiple people that came against you at some point, like in some sort of like witchy way or something like that, or maybe they were just like preying on your downfall. And there's this energy where you really felt this. It really made you kind of like maybe rot in your bed. It made you go through like a depressive episode. It made you just really uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Like it's just not a good vibe that you went through. And then when things started changing in your life and kind of looking up for you, they kind of seen this, if that makes sense, and they kind of were very upset about it, and they were like, okay, I need to do something about this. Like there's this energy where like people literally just pick you out to target you, if that makes sense. And it's just like, why would you do this? Like what am I doing to trigger you so bad? It doesn't even make sense. Okay. There also might be this energy of where you've been kind of like learning about different things that people can do that you didn't necessarily know that they could do. Like maybe you're letting go of limiting beliefs of what people like say is right, if that makes sense, but maybe you agree with something different. Like you're going through that kind of stuff. And maybe there's this energy where you feel like someone maybe like destiny swapped with you, or they did some sort of like something to your energy to where they were like taking your energy and like taking it on and embodying it, if that makes sense, and they were like draining you from yourself. But these people are going to learn, they're saying, like your burdens that you've been carrying from these people taking all this energy is going to be dropped at some point, and they're going to learn their lesson. They're going to learn not to mess with people like that. Like they were being very foolish for what they were doing. And honestly, like when you emotionally detach from these people, they're gonna feel it, if that makes sense. Like when you detach from them fully on like every single level, like spiritually, emotionally, physically, if that makes sense. Like you just have to like really remove yourself from them, which might not always be an easy thing, because like it's not something that you can just do with these people sometimes. Like maybe you kind of rely on these people or something, or maybe they're just kind of like someone that's in your life that you can't really get rid of. Like they're more of a permanent character, if that makes sense. And maybe there's this energy of where you even talk to this person about this and you're like, dude, why are you preying on my downfall? I can feel it. Like I can feel it radiating off of you. What are you doing? And there's this energy of where they're just kind of acting like a dumb or something like that. Like they're acting confused. They don't know what's going on. But you know the truth, if that makes sense. Like it's uncomfortable for you and it's uncomfortable for them, because they didn't know that you could feel that. They didn't know you could see that. They didn't understand what they were doing, if that makes sense. Like you were playing chess, they were playing checkers. And it's kind of just like, what the heck is going on? Like you will find your stability again. You will find what you've been looking for again. You just have to kind of like find the glitches in the universe that they kind of want you to go through, if that makes sense. Like maybe you've tried so many different things to get some sort of specific energy off of you. Like maybe you've been feeling like attacks in your sacral chakra and your solar plexus chakra, but you've kind of like healed a lot of them. You've let a lot of them like attacks go, if that makes sense. Like you've detached from them fully. And there also might be this energy where you might expect people to kind of like betray you because of what the energy you carry, if that makes sense. Like you know that you have this energy that's kind of like very empathic or very kind of magical or whimsical or something like that. And it's kind of like a passion of yours. You're very excited about this energy. You love this energy. It's part of like who you are. You embody yourself. You know what I mean? But you're going to find justice. Like there's this thing where they're like, you are going to find justice. Maybe not in the way you want it or like when you want it, if that makes sense, but you're going to find it, if that makes sense. Like you came to earth to feel all of it. You came to earth to feel the happy, the good, the bad, everything, if that makes sense. You're here to learn. Your like soul is here for a reason. There also might be this energy of where you're a really good listener. Like you feel like people really just don't listen to you. They don't like take you seriously, if that makes sense. Like maybe there's this energy of where you're just kind of like very like bubbly, if that makes sense. You're very like open and receptive to what people have to say, and you're not very judgmental towards people also. um and there's that kind of is like kindness that they're taking for weakness, if that makes sense. Like they're kind of just kind of like using that to their advantage, and maybe they kind of like trample over you with things that they have to say, or they completely disregard things you have to say. Like they kind of just like take the subject and switch it and flip it onto their own path or whatever, and they just kind of like completely disregard what you had to say. And you're kind of just like, okay, what the heck is going on? Why am I sitting here in this relationship? And why is this like, what sort of temporary success did I see? Like you see the best in people, but then people tend to show you the worst of them, and they continuously stay in the worst part of themselves because they don't want to heal. They don't want to be the best version of themselves for some reason. They're also saying that maybe you're a little bit indecisive about some sort of friend or something like that. Like maybe you guys go out and do things together, but maybe whenever you're out doing things together, it makes you feel kind of crowded or confused, or kind of like you're bound to them or something, or like you're stuck in an uncomfortable situation that you don't want to be in. And there's this energy where you're kind of leaving yourself out in the cold by staying in the situation or not communicating about the situation, or I'm not sure. There's this energy of where like your future depends on you, and you're going to find what you need to find, but you need to do the things you need to do even if they're uncomfortable, so that you can heal and so that they can heal. Like why drag out the process if it doesn't need to be dragged out? If you know what you need to do, go do it. It might be uncomfortable at this time, but you'll feel better after, and they might not feel the best after, but like they will heal and grow. You know what I mean? There might be this energy of where you're really scared to like hurt people, or you don't really want people to kind of like go through bad things because you've gone through so many bad things, so why would you push that onto someone else? You know what I mean? But there's this energy of where people kind of have to go through some things so they can like learn, and so they can see what it is that they're doing, if that makes sense. Like some people like really need that wake up call, if that makes sense, and they may not wake up from it, if that makes sense. Like they're just going to continuously go keep being themselves, but let go of control of who they're going to be. They're going to have their feelings and you're going to have yours, and that is acceptable. Okay, they're also saying that someone specifically is trying to look for some sort of message from their spirit guides or something like that. Like there's this energy where you feel like they're kind of chaotic, or they don't really like communicate with you in the way that they used to, if that makes sense. Like you've tried grounding, you've tried centering yourself, you've tried everything that you can, but maybe there's this energy where they're not trying to talk to you right now because they're too busy protecting you, if that makes sense. Like they are kind of like, they have their mission and they have their job, and they're going to do what they need to do, whether you understand it or not. They're going to do what they need to do so that you can kind of do what you need to do, if that makes sense. They're still helping you, they're still guiding you, just not in the way that you see, if that makes sense. They're just kind of like, they're like, okay, we need to take a step back so that we can focus on this area, so that we can come back into this area and be a bit more safe and be a bit more secure, and so that things are kind of a bit better, if that makes sense. Like maybe you've been working on letting go of attachments also. They're also saying that you might have like a specific chakra that keeps kind of like popping out of balance, if that makes sense. Like it's there and you can feel it kind of pop out, if that makes sense. But then you're like, okay, let's put it back, and then it just kind of pops right back out. Like there's this energy where you need to ground it. You need to like center it and kind of be like, okay, this is where your safety is. This is where your home is. This is where you feel good. Why are you trying to be in an uncomfortable spot, if that makes sense? Like maybe do work within yourself and be like, okay, what part of me is causing this? What part of me is like allowing this thing to kind of go over here? Maybe it's like your throat chakra or something. Like you feel like you can't communicate effectively, or people aren't listening to what you're saying, so it's kind of like bouncing over here because you're not kind of like being like, okay, I don't have control over if they listen to me. They're going to do what they're going to do, but I still deserve to express myself. Maybe they're listening, maybe they're not. Like let go, if that makes sense. Just let go and ground. They're also saying that maybe there's some sort of like father figure that kind of made you very upset or something like that, or made you feel like you can't talk to them, you can't express yourself to them, you can't be around them. But it wasn't necessarily like a tower moment. It was kind of more of a place of like, you know what? I'm going to go over here, you're going to go over there, and we're both going to go our separate ways. And it was out of a place of like love and respect for kind of like being like, you know what? You can do you and I'm going to do me. It's like that's kind of what they want you to do. Kind of like find that respect for yourself and like kind of like respect for others, but like ground yourself through it, if that makes sense. That was very hard to get out. There also might be like this very fast moving energy around you, like something is approaching you very fastly, or someone is trying to get to know you super fast. Like this person might be super confident and kind of like they might even light up your day a little bit because you're like, dang, this person's kind of cool. They're coming up, they're showing up, they're doing what they want to do. But like that might make you feel a little bit burdened or kind of like, okay, but now I need to like reciprocate the relationship. I need to work on the relationship. I need to do what I need to do to be in the relationship. Like it takes a lot of work to have someone around you, if that makes sense. And maybe you're having a lack of passion or lack of wanting to do that with this person. They don't want you to like judge yourself for the situation or feel bad about the situation, but kind of like look within yourself and be like, okay, what would I want if I was in that situation? Or someone like really likes me, but they're just kind of going through their own things and I need to kind of express that to them, if that makes sense. Like they're saying just don't overthink things too. Also, like there's this energy of where they want you to take what people say with a grain of salt. Like don't take it to heart, if that makes sense. Like that's just their own projection. That's their own thing. That's their own blah, you know what I mean? Like let yourself live in yourself, if that makes sense. Live in your body.